3, 2, 1. Hey mamas, welcome to our episode. I thought for this episode we'd talk about how we make friends. I mean, now that we're moms, are we making mom friends? Like what do we do? And I just want to, get some perspectives.
Yeah, I feel like because the kids do like play sports, they go to piano, recital. I know your girls do that sort of thing. Are you hanging out watching them and socializing with the other parents? Or I'm kind of the mom that just sits in the car because now that the kids are older, I'm like, you're good. I don't need to be there. And also, like, as they get older too, with football practices, they're closed practices. Like, they don't want parents there watching, hovering over them. So it's a little different for me now. Like, back in the day, some of my best friends that I've made through the years were through football because, we're all hanging out together 3 nights a week, all day on Saturdays. Like, we were a little tribe, so they're some of my greatest friends now, but currently I don't really make mom friends.
That's okay. Yeah, it's okay. My perspective is a little different. I feel like I try too hard. I want to be friends with everybody. And it's been a learning experience for me because I see that, not everybody wants to be friends. Like, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, really? Can I have your number? Can we hang out? Can we have a play date right away? And, I'm learning that, not everybody is ready to do that. There's some people that, aren't comfortable. They have a little bit of social anxiety. It took me a while to understand, but I remember I had this experience where it was during the pandemic, so we weren't really socializing at all, but my oldest was joining Girl Scouts, and I was so excited. I finally see another parent, and I'm like, oh, can I have your number? Yeah, we can do some play dates, and she seemed pretty happy about it, and I was like, let me have your number, and we can set the time up, and she's just like, okay, so maybe I came on too strong.
Yeah, I just think that it's in your nature because that's who you are. You're just overly friendly and you're like, oh my God, I want to be best friends because you feel that, connection. We have so much in common. Our kids are the same age. I want my kids to have friends. I don't want them to feel left out in any sort of way. So
I did have an urge, I would say, like, as a new mom to make other mom friends. I remember I joined more like virtual communities. That helped me. That was a lot of great support. Even through postpartum, like, that helped so much. And you guys know me, I'm more like a tech savvy, so I found that very helpful. So I did find a community. I just remember just wanting that urge to find other, like, first time moms and but then every stage of childhood changes too,
Well, and the other thing too, just to kind of like piggyback off of that, is because my kids are so much older and I was a mom at a different time. I mean, 20 years almost is like a big difference. Like, your little one is still, 4.
Yeah.
They're under 10, basically all of your kids. So even just, I think for you having that community of online moms that are going through the same exact thing at the same exact time that you're going through it, that helps. Especially because you're, a researcher and you like to read and understand because that's just your learning process on things. So I think that is a big part that I think a lot of people like to listen, read, do, like you going out when you're, at Girl Scouts or soccer or whatever it is. And mingling. I just think it's a different time for sure.
It is a different time. And even that experience that wasn't so great for me, I mean, it was the pandemic, so everybody was
weird.
Yeah, exactly. So, it didn't happen like that again, but I'm less pushy. And when you said about the online community, do you mean like a Nova Moms Facebook group, or what did you mean? You're more about?
Well, I joined back when I was a first-time mom. I joined the Bump had like an online, like all your children were the same age that you could join. I found it online, and I was pregnant with these set of people, and then we had her. I remember the first 2 months when she was little. Like I loved that sense of community.
Would you actually meet up with them? This group, the mom?
No.
Oh, it was just
Because
like sharing.
This is virtual friends. These are people. Yeah, and if you had,
cool.
It's kind of like a forum where you can. Well,
it's a forum. That's what it was.
Because
yeah.
I think what it is like, for instance, you'll post like, "Hey, has anybody had an experience with
exactly?"
da-da-da-da-da? And then everybody will comment below, like, "Oh yeah, I've gone through that," or "I've had something similar."
Yes.
You know? So it's kind of
that
just
helped tremendously.
So wait, this is an app,
This is an
or
app.
this is a website?
It's both. But the bump has been around forever. Yeah.
I think this is your Aquarius side, by the way. Like that's like reaching out virtually, because and this is how I'm different, because I'm like face to face.
But mind you, this was before like you asked about Nova Moms. Like this is way before that. That was like the original Nova. You know, like a Facebook page, for example. Like they had that, and I felt that was a cool connection. But then like there's different seasons in your life. So after that, I did research. There's like Inova had a new moms group too. So I remember doing that. That helped a lot. I went to a couple meetings, and all our babies were similar. There was a nurse there. It was a fun experience. So so I tried in my own way. I remember it helped a lot. But I think we're all like. We're all desperate to find something, some friendship, some connection. Yeah, at that point of our lives. But
I think the reason why we are like so tight knit is because we're like family bonded, you know?
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like whatever we do, it's like, oh, there's enough cousins and little kids to have a whole party.
Yes,
so it's like
a tribe.
Right. That's why
we're a tribe.
Yeah, that's why I just kind of feel like I don't really have a whole lot of friends.
Yeah, that's true. We're just so blessed to be in this community of so much diversity. So
yes, the melting pot.
Yes,
of the DMV
for sure.
For me, like recently, now that my kids are in school, I've joined groups like the PTA. And I love that because I'm able to meet other moms in the same grade and maybe the same classroom. So that's kind of helped my, hey, can you be my friend? Because I'm there, I'm volunteering in one way or another. But I'm just always trying to make connections. And even now with Ava, she's, she just turned 4, my little one. And I just met a new mom. And I'm like, oh, great, perfect. Like, your little one, my little one, same class. Let's set up a play date ASAP. So that's me. I'm constantly trying to make friends.
Yeah, but it's because the kids are little, and they need that social interaction.
Yeah.
And more so than you need it. And I feel like it just makes the time that your kids are playing more, not tolerable, but, more fun if you can, like, sit there and kiki and hang out with the mom while your kids are playing,
Yeah, definitely. Sure. And you just reminded me, I think also it has to do with the way we grew up, because my mom was super social when we were little, and we had friends like as we were growing up. So I think maybe that's also my urge of like, pushing my kid, not pushing them, but like helping my kids make friends and socialize, because I guess we were doing that.
Well, another thing too that plays a big part in, I think, why you kind of push so much for your kids to be social is because you have to remember your kids started elementary school during the pandemic. So their first year in elementary school was virtual, online.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to overcome this, hump of you're not going to school, you're meeting people on the, through a camera, so to speak. So it's just a different time.
Yeah,
it's been a weird 4 years, I think. So
yeah,
just finding out what works and what doesn't work and the balance between everything is.
Yeah. I will say though, for me, I really get excited because you have all kinds of moms, a first time mom, a mom of 1, a mom of 3, a mom of 5. I get excited when I meet a mom of 3 or more. I'm just like, oh my God, you know me, you know my struggle, like what we're going through, and they're like, yep. I was like, yes. So that's my excitement I get when I meet other moms. I mean, everyone is good. It's everybody's kind for the most part, but it's, to me, it's an excitement to meet another person that's going through the same thing I'm going through with my 3 little ones. But yeah, that's what I do. I toned it down, and I'm just, trying to figure it out.
We all are.
Yes. And it's interesting you say that, because I was just doing a little research, and I did find a study that says that some evidence suggests that having friends while your children are young confers benefits to them too. So a 2019 study found that 2-year-olds whose moms had what they considered to be strong social support performed better in cognitive tests. So I think that's awesome. I mean, our children kind of absorb who we are too,
Yes, they do.
And I think it's a good thing. But we also have to consider, we live in a world where, people can also be misunderstood. There's, introverted people and extroverted people. So some people, it's too much socialization is too much for them,
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean,
I'm the kind of friend that, if you're my people's, I'll come and hug you. Not a lot of people want to be hugged.
Yeah. Not everybody's a hugger.
No,
I know.
Sorry.
And then it's awkward when you're like, hey, do I lean in? And then you almost make out with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Sorry, making out. I'll give you, I can tell, I'm pretty good now at seeing, people's comfort. So I'll just give you either a pat or a side hug. No, I'm not going to get into your personal space, but I will embrace a hug. I will.
Yes. Hugs are great.
True. Good therapy.
So my husband and I always discuss whether, because I feel like I'm pretty introverted at times, and there's times where I need to be a little bit more out there, and I'm pretty chill.
Yes. We have the same conversation at home too, because my husband is very introverted until you break that barrier. And then once you cross that line, there's no going back. He's all an open book. But for me, I feel like I've always been very extroverted. But as I get older and as the kids get older, I've noticed that I've become that introverted, antisocial, social anxiety person where I'm just I want to keep to myself.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
it changes. Because I would have said, oh, you're totally extroverted.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it changes. Huh.
Yes. It's because you guys know me and you know how I am. So when I'm comfortable and I'm with, people that I'm comfortable with, I'm, balls to the wall. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Everything. But I don't know. Sometimes too much stimulation for me is just ugh.
Yeah. That's what I
see
find.
that.
I find I like meeting people. I like talking, exchanging ideas. But then I have to go home and kind of just cleanse.
Yes.
What would you say, Nela? Are you more intro or extro?
Well, I definitely have changed, because I feel like in my 20s, even before motherhood, I was extremely extroverted. I was drawn to people that were eccentric, or, I talked to anybody and everybody, and I would say I was a social butterfly. Would you guys say?
Yes.
I mean, I have so many friends. You guys would be like, who's this friend,
I know.
But that's just me. I loved it. But I feel after, motherhood, I'm definitely toned it down a lot. I feel like I'm a little bit more reserved. And my social circle is shrinking throughout the years. But honestly, I feel like it's a good thing. It's something that I need in the season of my life, because my life is so hectic. I can barely keep up with my own things in my life. So
Your own
my own thoughts,
Yes.
exactly. Because I'm a working mom.
So much.
I'm still trying to be present for my kids, so it changes. But you know what? I'm not fixated on this is it. I know, they're gonna get older, like your kids.
Right.
Things are gonna change, and I'm down for that. I remember I did want to discuss with you ladies something I heard, and you guys could also put your input. The psychologist said that people that tend to be flexible tend to be people that thrive more, versus fixated. You know what I'm saying? So think of us as trees, branches that move and sway.
Describe someone that would be fixed. That that it's just like, this is who I am.
Exactly. Like if you don't have that flexibility, they say those people tend to not get out of wherever they're at. Like growth as humans, you
I
know.
can see that.
So I thought that was fascinating. And as motherhood, you know, things never stay the same.
Well,
So.
I really like how you said the season in my life, because it's true. Even every year, every 5 years, every decade, I mean, you're changing. You know, your thought process is changing.
Yes.
Your, you know, what you do on a daily is changing. What you do with the kids as they get older is changing. So I definitely can see how you have to move. It's almost like a wave, you know, you're just moving with
the wave.
And if not, you get caught up in, you know.
That's something that you said that I'm like, yes, that's so true, because everything is temporary. This is the hardest thing to like understand, because when you're in that moment, it just feels like it's forever. This is it. I don't have friends, or this is it. People are rejecting me, or whatever. But it's just temporary. Or, you know, my kids and this and that. It's all just a moment of time, because as time goes on, something, you know, your kids will grow out of that stage. Or, you know, you'll have more time for yourself.
Exactly.
Everything is temporary. Things change. I love that you guys said that it's just season of life.
Yes, definitely.
And so it goes. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We'll see you in our next episode.
Bye, DMV.
Your oldest in age, and she's
Hurry up!